If you are a woman over 50 and you are taking black walnut hull or wormwood to flush out parasites, stop. You are likely not killing monsters, you are stripping away the protective lining of your own gut. That die-off sickness you feel isn't healing, it's your liver screaming for help. Here is why the worms you see in the toilet might actually be pieces of your own body.
Imagine standing in front of your bedroom mirror, fighting to zip a pair of jeans that fit you perfectly just 48 hours ago. But today, the metal teeth refuse to meet. You look down, and the reflection staring back doesn't look like you. It looks hard, distended, and painfully swollen, as if you were 6 months pregnant at the age of 62. You don't just feel heavy, you feel toxic. You feel a sluggish, swampy weight sitting in your lower abdomen that no amount of water seems to flush away. This was Linda's reality. Desperate for relief and disgusted by her own body, she did what thousands of women do every day. She clicked buy on a viral Parasite cleanse kit. She swallowed the capsules of black walnut hull and wormwood, aggressive, stripping herbs designed to scorch the earth. When the nausea and headaches hit 3 days later, the internet forums reassured her. That's just the die-off, they said. It means the toxins are leaving. When she saw strange, stringy shapes in the toilet, she felt a grim satisfaction. She thought she was finally expelling the enemy. She was dead wrong. Those weren't parasites. That was the shedding of her own irritated intestinal mucosa, the protective slime layer of her gut lining. Linda didn't have a worm infestation. She had effectively swallowed a chemical Brillo pad. She wasn't healing. She was stripping away her body's only firewall. 2 weeks later, the worms were gone. But the bloat was back with a vengeance, accompanied by new, terrifying sensitivities to foods she used to love. Linda had burned down her entire house just to catch a single housefly. If this sounds familiar, stop blaming yourself. You were right to feel that something is physically blocking your system, but it isn't a monster living inside you. It is a silent, mechanical failure that is turning your healthy food into poison, and it starts with a vital fluid you are likely suppressing right now.
You feel toxic because you are stagnating, but let's stop looking for monsters and start looking at the chemistry. The uncomfortable truth is that you do not have a bug problem, you have a flow problem. To understand why your belly swells immediately after eating a healthy salad, you need to visualize your digestive system as a high-end restaurant. Your stomach is the prep kitchen. It is supposed to be sterile, clean, and highly acidic. This acid is your body's chemical firewall, a potent sanitizer designed to kill any bacteria that enters on your food. But as you cross the threshold of menopause, your production of this vital acid naturally plummets. In medical terms, we call this hypochlorhydria. Here's the tragedy. When the sanitizer runs out, the kitchen is no longer safe. Bacteria that belong in the dumpster out back, your colon, realize the coast is clear. They creep upwards, invading the pristine environment of your small intestine. Doctors call this SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Now, when you eat a crisp apple or a bowl of oatmeal, you aren't digesting it. Those invading bacteria are stealing it. They feast on your carbohydrates and ferment them right inside your belly, exactly like yeast fermenting beer in a warm barrel. That pregnant look, that isn't fat. That is expanding gas trapped in a section of your gut that has no way to vent it. You're literally fermenting from the inside out. And the cruelest twist? The acid marker medication you might be popping to soothe your stomach is likely turning off the last few drops of acid you have left, rolling out the red carpet for these invaders. But low acid is only half the story. Even with low acid, your body possesses a mechanical janitor designed to physically sweep these bugs out, but for 90% of women your age, he has fallen asleep on the job.
Stop letting doctors dismiss your suffering as generic IBS. You are not imagining the pain. You are simply experiencing a mechanical failure of a system your doctor likely never mentioned. Deep inside your digestive tract, there is a specialized system called the migrating motor complex, or the MMC. Think of this as your body's internal night janitor. He doesn't deal with the food you just ate. He waits until the restaurant is closed, when your stomach is completely empty, to come out with a high-pressure hose. Every 90 minutes, this powerful electromechanical wave rumbles through your small intestine. That gurgling sound you sometimes hear isn't hunger, it's the sound of a clean sweep. It physically pushes undigested food, bacteria, and debris down into the colon where they belong. But here is the critical design flaw. The janitor is shy. The moment you put a single almond or a splash of milk in your coffee, he clocks out. He stops sweeping immediately. For many of you, due to age and vagal nerve weakness, this electrical signal has become a whisper. The sweeping has stopped. The debris is piling up, turning your small intestine into a stagnant swamp where bacteria thrive. This is exactly why those expensive Parasite cleanses failed you. Taking harsh herbs for a stagnant gut is like pouring bleach down a clogged drain pipe. You might kill the smell for a moment, but you haven't removed the clog. The pipe is still physically blocked, and the chemistry inside is rotting. So you are left with a stagnant system, fermented gas, and a belly that feels like a drum. But what about that terrible sickness you felt when you took the cleanse? The influencers likely patted you on the back. They called it a Herxheimer reaction, or die-off. They told you the worms were fighting back. This is physiological nonsense. If you feel like you are being poisoned, it is because you are being poisoned. You are stripping the protective mucosal lining of your gut, releasing endotoxins into your bloodstream faster than your aging liver can filter them out. That flu wasn't a victory. It was your liver screaming for mercy. And that terrifying bloating, that sensation of something moving inside you? Visualize a bowl of fresh spinach salad locked in a car with the windows up on a sweltering July afternoon. Leave it there for 6 hours. When you come back, it isn't fresh anymore. It's wilted, slimy, hot, and emitting a foul gas. This is literally what is happening to the food inside your warmth-filled small intestine. Because the flow has stopped, your lunch is sitting at 98 degrees and rotting. Here is the definitive test to tell the difference. True parasites usually cause rapid, unexplained weight loss and anemia because they steal your nutrients. But if you look 6 months pregnant 20 minutes after eating a healthy meal, that isn't a worm. That is a fermentation factory. The pressure you feel is gas expanding against a paralyzed gut wall. You are not dirty. You are not infested. You are simply stalled. But you can restart the flow. However, there is a specific, healthy habit, something you likely do 5 times a day to boost your metabolism, that is actually keeping your internal janitor permanently paralyzed and guaranteeing the rot never stops.
For decades, diet culture has drilled a dangerous mantra into your head. Eat 6 small meals a day to keep your metabolism burning. You likely carry a bag of almonds in your purse or grab a healthy apple between meals, believing you are responsible and stabilizing your blood sugar. I say this with firm love. You are eating the right foods, but your timing is turning them into poison. Recall the night janitor, that electrical cleaning wave we just discussed. He is extremely sensitive. He requires a solid, uninterrupted 90-minute window of complete fasting to finish his shift. Here is the mechanical reality. The moment you put a single almond in your mouth, the cleaning wave stops dead in its tracks. You have hit the red emergency stop button. The janitor puts away his mop, and the timer resets to 0. Think about your day. Breakfast at 8, a snack at 10:30, lunch at 1, another snack at 4. By constantly grazing, you are keeping your gut in a permanent state of digestion and never allowing it to enter cleaning. You have locked the janitor in the closet for 20 years. The result? The debris from breakfast is never swept away. It sits in the warm, dark folds of your small intestine, mixing with lunch and dinner to form a sludge. You are not feeding your metabolism. You are keeping a 24-hour all-you-can-eat buffet open for the bad bacteria. They multiply in this stagnation, turning your gut into a fermenting petri dish. But the bloating is just the surface-level symptom. As this stagnant sludge sits against your delicate intestinal wall day after day, it begins to burn microscopic holes in the lining. And once those gates are breached, the toxins don't just stay in your belly, they travel straight to your brain. If you think this is just about vanity or fitting into your favorite dress, I need you to pause. The bloating is uncomfortable, but the real threat is what this stagnation is doing to your future independence. When that bacterial sludge sits in your warmth for days, it produces a toxic waste called lipopolysaccharides, or LPS. I want you to visualize LPS molecules as millions of microscopic matches struck inside your belly. They burn tiny holes in your intestinal lining, creating the condition known as leaky gut. Once those holes open, the sewage doesn't stay in the pipe. It leaks directly into your bloodstream. Your immune system sees these toxins and launches an all-out war. But because the toxins are circulating everywhere, the war happens everywhere. That aching stiffness in your knees when you try to get on the floor with your grandchildren, that isn't just getting old. That is systemic inflammation caused by your gut. And most terrifyingly, these toxins cross the blood-brain barrier. That afternoon you walked into the kitchen and completely forgot why you were there, that wasn't just a senior moment, that was neuroinflammation. It was your brain swelling in response to the toxins leaking from your small intestine. What starts as gas in your stomach eventually becomes fog in your brain. We are not just trying to flatten your belly. We are trying to prevent the slow slide into autoimmunity and cognitive decline. We are fighting to keep you out of a nursing home. To win this fight, we must seal the leaks by restarting the flow. And we won't do it with harsh chemicals that leave you bathroom-bound. We will do it by waking up the janitor, using 2 specific roots hiding in the produce aisle that act as a natural pacemaker for your gut. Put down the harsh herbal laxatives. You do not need to scour your insides with chemicals that leave you afraid to leave the house. You don't need a bomb. You need a conductor. The secret to waking up your paralyzed janitor isn't in a prescription bottle. It is a powerful synergy of 2 ancient ingredients likely hiding in your kitchen right now: ginger and artichoke. In the medical world, we call these natural prokinetics, literally meaning for movement. But unlike a laxative, which triggers an explosive, dehydrating emergency in your colon, a prokinetic acts like a gentle, rhythmic pacemaker for your upper gut. Here is the engineering of how they work together. Think of ginger as the ignition switch for your stomach. It stimulates strong, decisive antral contractions. It physically squeezes the stomach bag, forcing food into the small intestine so it cannot sit, ferment, and create that brick feeling in your upper belly. Once the food moves down, artichoke leaf extract takes over. It acts like a hydration hose for your small bowel. It stimulates bile flow, lubricating the tube and triggering the electrical sweeping wave that pushes bacteria and debris all the way out. It doesn't kill the bugs with poison. It simply flushes the house so they have nowhere to settle. It replaces stagnation with flow. To work their magic,
These must be taken on a completely empty stomach, either first thing in the morning or right before bed, giving them clear access to the stomach lining. But be warned, even this powerful combination will fail if you make one specific mistake with your fork, a timing error that turns off the cleaning switch no matter how many supplements you take. You do not need to starve yourself, and you certainly don't need a complex list of forbidden foods. You can still enjoy your Sunday roast. To fix this, you just need to watch the clock, not the calorie count. Here is the simple MMC restoration protocol that will naturally deflate your belly in 7 days. First, respect the sweep. You must leave a clean, holy gap of 4 to 5 hours between your meals. Zero snacking. No healthy handful of almonds, no grapes, no splash of oat milk in your tea. Black coffee and water are fine, but a single calorie resets the timer and stops the cleaning wave instantly. You must give the janitor the uninterrupted time he needs to scrub the floors. Second, heed the last call. You must stop eating exactly 3 hours before your head hits the pillow. If you go to bed with a full stomach, your body spends the night struggling to digest instead of cleaning. You wake up foggy, puffy, and toxic. Give your gut the night off so it can deep clean the carpets while you dream. Third, rebuild the firewall. With your main protein meals, introduce a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in water or a betaine HCl supplement. Feel that slight warmth in your stomach? That is the sanitizer returning, sterilizing your food before the bacteria can steal it. Within a week, you'll notice something wonderful. You'll hear a loud, rhythmic, gurgling rumbling in your tummy. For years, you thought this sound was embarrassing. It isn't. That is the sound of fluid rushing through a clear, unblocked pipe. That is the sound of a clean house. But be warned, even if you master the timing and the supplements, none of it will work if your nervous system is stuck in panic mode. There is one invisible switch in your neck that determines if you digest your food or let it rot.
You can take all the ginger in the world. You can time your meals to the second. But if you sit down to dinner with your shoulders hiked up to your ears, worrying about your husband's doctor appointment or your grandchild's tuition, the food you eat will rot. You can take the perfect supplement, but if this one master nerve is asleep, your digestion will never turn on. Your digestion is hardwired to the vagus nerve. It operates on a binary switch. You are either in rest and digest, or you're in fight and flight. There is no middle ground. Biologically, stress is a survival mechanism. When you are stressed, even if it is just a frantic email or the mental load of running a household, your brain thinks you are being hunted by a tiger. To save you, it drains the blood away from your stomach and pumps it frantically into your legs so you can run. Your gut literally turns white, cold, and paralyzed. You are throwing healthy food into a system that has been shut down for renovations. You cannot digest a meal while you are running for your life. The fix is not a pill. It is a physical reset. You must adopt the rule of breath before bites. Before you lift your fork, stop. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold it. Exhale slowly for 4 seconds. Do this 3 times. This is not meditation. This is mechanics. This deep rhythmic breathing manually flips the switch in your neck. It tells your brain the tiger is gone. You will physically feel your stomach relax as the blood rushes back to the core, ready to work. Now that you have the chemistry, the mechanics, and the nervous system aligned, you are no longer a victim of your age. You are the CEO of your own biology. But this journey shouldn't be walked alone. We began this journey with the story of Linda, a woman who scorched her insides chasing a phantom enemy because she was desperate for relief. But you do not have to be Linda. You do not have to flush your health away chasing monsters that don't exist. By watching this, you have graduated from the fear of infestation to the empowerment of flow. You now understand that the bloating isn't a sign that you are dirty or broken. It is simply a sign that you are stalled. Your body knows exactly how to clean itself. It possesses a brilliant electromechanical system designed to keep your belly flat and your energy high. It doesn't need harsh chemicals or expensive kits. It just needs you to get out of its way. It needs you to respect the clock, restore the acid, and wake up the janitor. You are no longer a passive patient waiting for a doctor to guess why you are bloated. You are the CEO of your own physiology. You have the blueprint to fix the machine. But this journey is difficult when you walk it alone. The shame of that hard, distended, pregnant belly isolates us. It makes us cancel plans and hide in loose clothing. Let's break that silence today. If you have ever looked in the mirror and felt that heavy, unexplained pressure pushing against your waistband, I want you to go to the comments right now and type a single word: flow. Let's fill the comments section to show every woman watching that she isn't crazy and she isn't alone. We are fighting this stagnation together. To help you start, I have linked a free guide below with the exact brands of ginger and artichoke I trust to restart your engine safely. Imagine waking up tomorrow, sliding into your favorite jeans and fastening the button with ease, knowing the system is working. The stagnation is over. The flow is waiting. It is time to turn it back on.